The Bachelor finale, we are unpacking that today and it was gold. And let me tell you something, for you who are listening and are on a path that you want to be intentional and you want to find a lasting, healthy relationship, The Bachelor, Joey, he does such a great job in being emotionally intelligent and just aware and connecting. And so I feel like anyone, if you're struggling to see, like, have evidence of what a healthy relationship looks like, how should people communicate? If you've been used to toxicity and things where you are, in relationships where you feel less than and you're being screamed at or you're not being listened to, Joey does such a great job as the Bachelor. And I can't tell you enough how many things about this whole season. In a nutshell, I'm going to just get right to the point because I want you guys to lean in and take the gold. Okay. I still want you to see it if you haven't seen it. But what I love is how he wears his heart on his sleeve. He is so vulnerable. And this is the power of vulnerability. So many of us are having such a hard time doing that. And, we're programmed to protect ourselves and we are so scared to really, put our heart on the line because we have been, heartbroken. And subscribe here because I am here to empower you and to help you show up a different way in your life. Okay, I don't want you to be guarded because then you'll never emotionally connect. And this is where you could see this on The Bachelor, where Kelsey was vulnerable, sharing about her, the loss of her mother to breast cancer, and how Kelsey was so vulnerable sharing that. I felt connected to her as she was saying that. It's like, just as you watch, realize how you are feeling about that person and saying, oh my gosh, I see her. And this is where I want you to also be like, oh my gosh, am I showing up like this on my day-to-day life? And Joey does such a good job of being like that too, just putting his heart on his sleeve and being honest and communicating how he's really feeling. His fear of, oh my gosh, I'm going to choose someone and I'm scared I'm not going to be chosen. That isn't easy to say things like that. And I want you to let me know in the comments on YouTube if you're listening there, or send me a DM on the JkL&x. I want to know, are you being vulnerable day-to-day life, whoever you're meeting? Or are you guarded? And this is where, if you watch The Bachelor, you can see what I'm talking about and give yourself evidence that it is life-changing, honestly, when you show up with your heart on your sleeve. Because guess who, this is going to be a spoiler alert, right? But who won The Bachelor is Kelsey. And I knew it, I felt it, because Kelsey and him, what was the biggest thing to me, my husband and I, we have the best times together. We laugh. We are best friends. But at the same time, we can have those serious conversations and really trust each other with our heart, right? And so I feel like that was a balance that I saw with Kelsey and Joey, that they were best friends, having the best time, and then also having those vulnerable talks, and they're being so authentic and raw. They don't have to be perfect. And that's where it was. I felt with Daisy, I like that Daisy was being vulnerable and sharing about her hearing loss and her illness and all of that. But I did feel like that there was a little bit of like, that rigid robot, and am I doing this right? Am I saying the right things? And that's not how it should feel. And she realized that towards the end, like, it shouldn't be this hard. I shouldn't feel this anxious. And, she was feeling anxious because she was insecure, and she felt there was something, the connection, there was something going on with her connection with Joey. And, she mentioned on the finale, when they talked after the rose, she was saying how she saw that the way they looked at each other, Kelsey and Joey, and she was like, whoa. And that's not what she felt with him, And so I love that Daisy was really empowered. She did something that has never happened on The Bachelor, where she went and saw the other girl, and went with Kelsey and talked to her and had clarity of, oh, clearly I'm not going to be the girl that Joey chooses. And she showed up to see Joey and told Joey, Like, oh yeah, everything's been great, but you're not choosing me. And so she basically did the breaking up for him. And, you know, and he was so torn up about breaking up or breaking someone's heart. And I felt like that spoke volumes about Daisy. I really actually, like, Daisy kind of won me over in terms of, like, I thought she was great and she would be a great bachelorette. I still felt like she wasn't the best fit for Joey. And that's something that where I feel like you can also take from that. You know, if you like somebody and he doesn't choose you or they don't choose you, that doesn't mean that you're not enough. It's like you can be amazing and someone else can be amazing. Two things can be true at the same time, like Kelsey was saying. And I love that because, you know, Kelsey was the better fit for Joey. And that doesn't take away from Daisy's worth. And so I do feel like in The Bachelor, it was really so powerful to see how Daisy didn't feel like she was enough. She was so in her head, worried that she was not going to be loved by anyone because of her cochlear implant or hearing loss and all this. And when she was vulnerable about it and told Joey, and Joey accepted it and really was falling in love with her, and loved her for all of the things that Daisy was, right? Daisy started to realize, and she said it. She goes, "You've changed my life forever." Because now she realizes her worth. So you guys, like, this is so what I'm about. I can't tell you enough of like the power of vulnerability, being authentic. You know, there's so much that I can tell you, but it's so great when you watch the show and you see it and you see them wearing their heart on their sleeve fearlessly, authentically. And you are going to connect with the right people and you're going to repel the wrong ones. And the sooner you can do that, the better. So this is where you can just show up every day of your life fearlessly with your heart on your sleeve. And I know you're going to tell me, but I'm going to put my heart on my sleeve with the wrong people. But that's a skill. Like that is a skill to discern, figure out who, you know, when you show up and you're putting your heart on your sleeve. If Joey was an asshole, if Joey was like being mean to any of them and not receiving it, then I would have told Kelsey, hey, hold back. Don't share anymore with him. This isn't your person. But because he was able to receive it and be vulnerable and reciprocate and show up for her, that's what gives the green light. That is oh my gosh, there you go. They are aligned with their values. You know, so I'm so happy that I didn't, you know, sometimes I watch the season and I'm like, oh my God, I hated that. And I'm like, that was a waste of my life. I love that this season, to me, I feel like it's one of the best seasons yet. Watch it if you haven't seen it. Let me know. I'm so happy that you guys have more examples of crazy love. They look like they really are really in love, and I wish them all the best. So let me know. Connect with me. What you thought of The Bachelor. Until then, don't settle for anything less than crazy love, because it has to be crazy love or nothing. Bye. Thank you.